So, when it comes to demand forecasting and prediction, a lot of times, kind of like very similar. Like, machine learning engineers are always like, oh, well, well, it's sort of like almost very similar. But we both know that they are different in terms of, depending on what you want to do. So, how do you actually know which one to use for what? So, like, when do you say you are going to be using demand forecasting versus when do you say, oh, I'm going to be doing predictions? Because sometimes it kind of feels like, data scientists just pick whichever one sounds fancier in a meeting or something. So, when do you use which for which?
The whole difference is obviously like in the naming, right? So prediction is like I would say more broader term, right? And you can
Okay.
apply it to like everything. I know you can predict stock prices, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There is like, I mean, it's not demand forecasting.
Yeah.
Um, so demand forecasting, it's like what your like customer demand for an ice
Yeah.
cream, right? Uh, over winter, over
That's
summer, nowadays.
yeah.
So, like it's usually made for like kind of business planning and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, I would say if you see that like you need to take into account like some I don't know, production data, inventory stuff, because a lot of demand forecasting is also based like on OpEx costs and on all of it. So whether it's like right now profitable or not. So
Yeah.
it's outside demand forecasting is like part of prediction, but yeah, not always. Yeah. So
Yeah. No.
yeah, and like so prediction it can be about like everything
Yeah.
in general. So I mean, you can predict whatever you want. Demand
Mhm.
forecasting, it's exactly in the context of like demand, data.
Yeah.
So you can use like some in terms of like models. All right. So some approaches like you can use just some um regression like with prices, some time series model, causal models, etc., etc. So for prediction, you have, I guess, wider options. But the whole difference it's about in this small word demand, all right? So you just need to understand what it means for you specifically, like
Yeah.
what's like um, profit in the case, what's like losses and all of it, and yeah, make a choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. When it comes to demand forecasting, it's always the business. It's always the how much am
Yeah,
I going to next 2, 3 months? Move over to predictive analytics. It's just like, when you were talking about your intro initially, when you talked about how back in the days, we didn't have, so much about data science was kind of like, well, we're just, doing some really nice stuff with Excel and all that stuff. But
yep,
now predictive analytics has gone, businesses have seen the real value with predictive analytics. So and of course, it's been around since the days of Fortran,
yeah,
and some businesses were still, businesses still used it, somehow, and they survived with it. But of course, today things are way more modern, right? We have so many nicer ways of actually doing predictive analytics. So, my question is, if you were joining a company today, you know, how would you roll out a modern predictive analytics framework without accidentally time traveling back to the 1970s of using Fortran? So pretty much this company does not have a data science department, and you are just going to come in and you're going to say, okay, we're not going to be using Fortran. We are going to be using a much more modern approach. Of course, we're in 2025, and you know, this is what would, yield profitability and great decision making, and of course, profit for the business. So how would you roll out that for the department?
So I would definitely start with, first of all, like business current challenges in
Okay.
terms of like if we are profitable and we have like ROI, like I don't know, thousands of like percent, the industry is gonna be if we have like thousands of ROI without like data. But anyway, it's like um, one of the options.
Yeah.
So then like you should go to data itself. Do we have
Okay.
data? Do we have warehouses? Do we have
Mm.
like some up to date of it?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, do we have an understanding of like metrics hierarchies, data hierarchies? Like, do we have like
Absolutely.
just our North Star metric? Like, I don't know, should we
Yeah.
focus on growth right now? Should we focus on profitability? Should we
Mm.
focus on just revenue? And then we're gonna sell our company to some investors. I mean, there are
Yeah.
so many options, but you
Mm-hmm.
definitely need to check like data
Yeah.
in general, and you want to ensure that you have your data up to date in
Mm-hmm.
the correct format and comprehensive, right? So
Yeah.
that it covers the whole of your business.
Of your business.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, and then like go to like business challenges. I mean,
Okay.
for example, I don't know, we have some problems right now with recommendations to our existing customers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, uh, let's do like let's develop recommendation model, and
Mm-hmm.
there are different options here. We can
Okay.
just use, I don't know, we can use like Meta. We can use like maybe Google
Yeah.
models for that. No need to develop it from your own. If you have
Yeah.
something specific and you have resources, so you should think about like what resources do you have,
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna be stable and still existing in like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 years,
Yeah.
and find a balance
Mm-hmm.
and apply it, right? So maybe in
Yeah.
your case, you don't have like a lot of resources from a data
Mm-hmm.
science perspective. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so just reach out and to Google, Meta, whatever providers that can give you recommendation models options,
Yeah.
and they can give you like API already. So you just should call. I mean, you can just call it,
Yes.
implement it in production, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
So you're good to go. You can reach some levels of I don't know, of performance as like big players, but I mean you can do something bespoke to you. So it's always a chance. So if you like need to do something fast, something reliable, yeah, I would just use. And we have like some limitations in resources. Yeah, I would use I don't know, some cloud options, apply it, and etc. etc. And yeah, so it's based on like business department challenge,
Yeah.
priority, etc. etc. So yeah, okay, we fix this recommendation part. Let's do I don't know some CRM analytics, right? So how
Yeah.
we segment our clients and how we like send them some offers.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, and then let's think about it. Okay, so there are some options, but maybe it's easy for us to develop from our own because we have some data. It's not like very difficult and very big rocket data science,
Yeah.
and we can experiment with it. We don't have to to implement it like in production on like for customers to use it like every second. So yeah, we just send the subscription, some newsletters, some offers like every week, whatever. So we can do
Mm.
it. And then let's explore like causal inference models where it exists, like
Yeah.
Python or some other frameworks, whatever. And that's how I would say I go like in case by case. And overall, it's better to have some strategies.
That is just awesome because obviously you've just literally built a data science department.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like from from start to literally, to when you start, rolling out with, newsletters to different departments, letting them know what's happening in your new department. So that's really, really great. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with most of the
Thank
strategy
you.
now that to build that. Well done. Good. Um,
Thank you.
so of course we cannot talk about, we're talking about machine algorithms, machine learning algorithms, but of course we cannot not talk about large language models because we're in 2025.
Yeah.
Large language models are the order of the day. Absolutely. So in the era of LLMs, we've seen how data scientists have really gotten so clever, integrating, LLMs with ML's algorithms and, for pretty much rich context. And so here's the question, right? If I gave you all of the GPUs, NVIDIA's GPUs, of course,
Yeah.
um, cores, and basically every cool NVIDIA resources out there, what would you build? And of course, you are allowed to be very ambitious, with your idea. This is pretty much a blank checkbook, like an open checkbook. What would you build? You have literally all of the resources you need.
Mm, okay. No, that's like a good background on that. I have all the resources,
Yeah.
so it helps me. Uh, yeah, let me think about it. I mean, I'm definitely more leaning towards the build, humanoid robots.
Okay.
Um, and I mean, not like robots we have right now. I mean, some of them are pretty advanced, but it's still like I would say research stage.
Mhm.
Uh, but I love how we right now there are a lot of companies, including Meta, how they're connecting like
Yeah.
math and stuff from LLMs to the real
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Like either via VR, via like humanoid robots, and all of it. So that's really awesome. So
Mm.
I mean, I definitely want some flying cars as well, like in the Fifth Element. In the Fifth Element, I just
Wow.
I don't know why it reminded me of that movie, but yeah, if you watch
Yeah.
it, so
Fifth
there are some fly.
Element. I remember that movie. Wow, that movie's quite old. Bruce Willis, isn't it?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
1999 or 20, I mean, yeah, it's like whatever, 25 years ago. Yeah,
25.
Bruce
What?
Willis.
Yeah.
And so there are like flying cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go into developing something like in between like flying cars and
Okay.
like humanoid robots and how they really can help humanity.
Yeah.
Uh, either like even now like so there are a lot of like old and some sick people.
Yeah.
For example, if we talk even like about Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah.
So he has a disease. But if you have like some, robot, some humanoid that can, help to maintain their life besides like relatives. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's gonna be very awesome. We're not at this stage right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I think we're heading there. And yeah, I'm gonna use all the GPUs for that. For that.
Wow. That is definitely worth it. That is
Yeah,
definitely worth it.
yeah,
Okay, that is so good to know. And yes, you were really ambitious with that idea. So I really love that. I was opportune to watch. Actually, I wasn't there live, but I did watch the Meta Developer Conference, and
yeah,
seeing all the amazing things Meta is building with the glasses, the VR glasses. I
yeah.
think that yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely
No, that's really cool. Yeah.
yes, it's